Hi everyone, my name is Perrin Price and I am a senior. I'm concentrating in applied mathematics with a secondary in music, and I live here in Adams House in Clatterley Hall. So this is the Smith Center. Like I said, lots of students come here to study every day. It's definitely a favorite spot for students. You get a lot of nice views, whether you want to people watch or just see the city. But my favorite spot to go is on the 10th floor. So here we have the 10th floor. Again, my favorite because of the views. It's nice and quiet up here usually too, so you really can just, get some work done and concentrate. You can always find an outlet. But as you can see Boston on this side. It's really beautiful. Being from Boston, I like to be able to identify a lot of the different things here. We have the Tobin Bridge far off in the distance, and Boston's obviously very close, so you can see downtown and all the different buildings. Then you can also obviously see a lot of Harvard. I really love being from Boston because I can explore the city and also bring my classmates who haven't been able to explore Boston and show them around. I really like Harvard's liberal arts mission. I really wanted to be able to explore different areas of concentration. I wanted to be able to concentrate in something, but then also still have the flexibility to explore even more. And I think I've really embodied that in the fact that I'm very interdisciplinary in terms of studying math and music at the same time, and also having other interests, including working here at the admissions office, being an EMT, and working with the Alumni Association, and just really dipping my feet in lots of different waters to try out new things. I am a musician. I'm a singer-songwriter. I really love being able to perform, but I also really love making music, and I released and wrote an independent album back in 2020, and I also have recorded my second one, which I'm working on releasing in the next year, so I'm really excited to continue with music on after graduation. And I also on campus here sing with the Kuumba Singers. Thank you. So this is the famous Harvard Square as we know. It's really obviously changed through the years. Where we just walked through actually is also where the scene from Good Will Hunting is, where he meets Minnie Driver and they're talking. It's a lot different now since they did the renovations. There's no more avant-pan, but I always think about that when I'm sitting there. I'm like doing my math homework that's really hard, and I'm like, where's my Good Will Hunting? I really did enjoy the tight-knit community you get in the yard. You obviously get a great house community when you're in the house, but they're different. And it's really nice being in the yard next to students who are all in the same shoes as you. You're really getting to know the campus, getting to know yourself, getting to know what it's like to live in college and have that transition. Over here we have Weld Hall. This was my first year dorm. I really love living in it. It's really centrally located. It's also really nice because we have yard operations in the basement, so if we ever need toilet paper, have an issue or anything like that, it's right there. We don't even have to leave. I also work in Elm Yard. I'm a PAF in Matthews on the 2nd and 3rd floors. What a PAF is a peer advising fellow, so we work with our first year class to help them socially, emotionally, and academically. We have about 7 to 8 students assigned to us specifically who we work with, and then we work with those students within a larger entryway to help them acclimate, create community, and have things like study breaks where they get to know each other and all that kind of stuff. It's a really great bonding experience for the first years. It can be really difficult adjusting to college. And again, that aspect of me being from here, I feel like I can really lend a hand when it comes to either trying to figure out, how to make Harvard feel like home, how to make Boston feel like home, what to do when it's so cold, what do you do? So I love being able to help out in that way and just navigate the resources at this institution. There are so many resources and it's so wonderful. But when you're first coming in, that can be overwhelming, So it's really important to have someone who can help you guide you through that. So I take classes, a lot of them are in the Science Center. I also teach in the Science Center. Makes sense because I am studying applied math. And the Science Center is really large, so it really houses a lot of different fields. I also take 2 math classes in the buildings behind the Science Center. So obviously we're about to leave the yard. The yard is mostly a residential place, but once we leave the yard, we're entering more into academic space where we will be going through Jefferson labs, which is like the physics department, also math, and different like Northwest Laboratories also has a lot of the bio labs. So most students are going here within their 4 years a lot. So this is a science center. Usually it does not have this least people. We emptied it out just for us. But basically, it's where a lot of people study here. Obviously, there's a lot of lecture halls in here, so during classes switching, which is, every hour and 15 minutes on the weekdays, it's bustling with people. There's so many people here changing classes. I teach in these classrooms over here for Math M, which is the calculus course. And I've been going here all my 4 years. So it is interesting thinking about how many times I've walked through here, how many emotions I felt walking through here in terms of, coming back from a not so good test, or finishing a class and being really happy, or finishing a problem set, or still being confused on a problem set. There's just so many times I've gone through this hallway, so yeah. I'm in Applied Math 120, which is Applied Linear Algebra and Big Data. I'm also in Applied Math 108, which is Nonlinear Dynamical Systems, and then I'm taking a class on entrepreneurship too. So you really have a lot of flexibility and opportunity to take lots of different classes here, and it's really wonderful in that way, because no one should be pigeonholed into one subject. You should always be able to explore, and we really get the opportunity to do that here. Now we're near the music building, which is near and dear to my heart, where I spend a good amount of time. Here in Payne Hall, we have a concert hall. There's also a studio on the second floor and third floors. And this also connects to the main music building, where there's a library, and then all the music practice rooms in the basement. Practice rooms where I spend a lot of time. I love just playing piano, whether that's practicing or just composing music, or honestly sometimes just decompressing after a class, really needing to just switch gears, do something different, and just going in there and playing piano. So when I applied to Harvard, some of the stuff I emphasized was just being myself. And I say this to all of my prospective students as well. Don't try to craft yourself to be what you think they want, because there is no typical Harvard student. Everyone is unique in their own way, and they're looking for you as who you are. So it's important to just be authentic in yourself. I'm in Crimson EMS, which is the organization on campus for emergency medical services. So I'm an EMT within that, and I'm also in the Kuumba Singers. So the Kuumba Singers, we are a choir and just affinity group where our mission is to uplift Black creativity and Black spirituality. We do that a lot through song, but we also do it through dance, singing, community service, and all different types of ways. As you can see, the traffic, there's always traffic in Harvard Square. But then we also have the train, and which we will actually be getting on. And we're gonna take a little tour of Boston. Sometimes you gotta run for trains. Now we're getting on the train. So we started here at Harvard, and now we're going over here to Arlington. So now we're going across the river. It's really pretty. It's so pretty. I love just taking a picture, taking it all in. Over there. One really cool thing about Boston and Harvard and Cambridge is that they're really interconnected, and especially when it comes to medicine. Right here we're just passing Mass General Hospital, Mass Eye and Ear, so a lot of students who want to either work in labs or just want, care can really easily get to these different medical institutions. So now we're about to get on a new train. When I was in high school, this is where we would take pictures for our prom, and then we'd walk over to the Copley Plaza. So now we're heading on to Newbury Street, one of the most famous, iconic streets of Boston. Has a lot of different stores in it. They were actually toying with an idea, I think they did this summer, where they closed it off and only had pedestrian traffic on it. So there's lots of clothing stores, lots of coffee shops, lots of different things on this street. It's nice to just take a stroll, explore. It's nice also to like get off campus sometimes and just get a different perspective for, you know, a little bit, you know, because sometimes you can get real tunnel vision being on campus in terms of, you know, deadlines and all these things. And not that, of course that's important, but it's nice to just take a stroll somewhere and think about maybe like what life's gonna be afterwards, you know, like what other things you're interested in, and just really think. I think another thing I've learned about, you know, over my 4 years here is like, it's not just about being in the classroom, it's not just about office hours and all those experiences you have. It's about having the time to synthesize those experiences and think and let it marinate in your brain and help that figure out what you want to do, what you want to study, where you want to go, what your morals and values are, because that's what's going to guide you and carry you through your career and lead you to being successful and satisfied within your career, you know? Because there's a difference between, you know, making a lot of money and also enjoying what you do. Because of the liberal arts nature of Harvard, because of the ability to space out my academics, and even in the sense of what I personally chose, you know, I wanted to have that extra space to do more work opportunities and things like that. So I took extra classes so I could lighten my academic load in certain semesters. I really did think that that was something beneficial to me. I don't like to be like in one type of thing for too long. And Boston is the best for that because, first of all, you get a college campus here at Harvard, but you're in Cambridge, so you get your own city. Then outside of Cambridge, you get Boston, so you get an actual city, a major city, and you're on a coast, so that's great. Add to that, if you want some rural feel, all you gotta do is take a train or take a car 10 miles west of the city, and you're basically in a rural town, rural small town. Go even further, you're even more rural. So, but all of these are within, you know, reasonable distances that you could take day trips, weekend trips, and not have it be like a whole thing to coordinate. And that's a wrap. Thanks for joining me on some of my favorite parts of Harvard's campus and even in Boston. I really hope you enjoyed getting to see some of the inner workings of Harvard as well as Boston. It was really nice taking you on this tour.